Aboard the troop train.
Welcome everybody to the War Room. Glad to have everybody with us on the panel tonight. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We are live on Facebook. GANDALPH, thank you GANDALPH for going on Facebook, Rumble, and YouTube. Several different platforms. And 4 different. Yeah, we're not toning it down. We're not toning it down, so buckle up and just enjoy the ride. There's a lesson in this. So
as Emerald Lagasse would say, let's kick it up a notch.
There you go. VA in the house. Virginia. Or is that, yeah, it's Virginia.
I did not get the memo. Were we supposed to slow down and shut up? Is that what we were supposed to do?
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, if you keep speaking out, you're weak. You got to think mirror. We're glad to have everybody here this weekend. It's September 7th, 2025. Blood moon. Is that tonight?
Yes.
So we're talking about fertility.
I sent you something on the blood moon too.
And we were talking about that this morning.
Yeah,
or this rising, I should say. But yeah, we're talking about the fertility, how that plays into the energies, even the blood that sometimes is required. They say for the soil, but that was all. The plants react to it. Yeah, the farmer's almanac, really.
Right.
The farmers know how it affects everything.
We were talking about the fertilizer, right?
Hey, Sheepdog, you want to answer that? You want to answer Tracy Doobie's question here? Just because her last name, I'm choosing to pronounce Doobie.
You want me to?
Yeah, I sent you something on that.
What is this supposed to be?
Yeah, the blood moon.
Oh,
Oh, there it is.
yeah, I don't know. She must have took the wrong exit.
I think she was trying to say what's the show about, and
It might be a good thing.
I don't know. A newbie in the house. Newbie in the house.
There you go.
Have you ever taken the wrong exit before, and you're like, where the hell am I at? How did I get here? Let me get.
That's how I met. That's how I met Gandalph. Like, what the heck?
I sent you the two things.
That's funny. Come on, Gandalf. You know that shit was funny.
I'm still disappointed that the Hoff didn't get to lead in the U.S. because of OJ. That's racism.
Don't take it personal.
Wait, what is that? Oh.
Oh yeah, because I've got such thin skin.
Hold on, let me fix my screen here. Showing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. So we want to go into the blood moon. That's tonight. Since again, I hope everybody had a blessed day. Hope you enjoyed it with your family, friends, or even alone. That's. Yeah, here we go. Nice background.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this, and I'm just going to read this article. There's several different meanings, several different ways that people look at, the blood moon. But a blood moon is one of those celestial events that feels like the universe is trying to tell us something, right? The eerie red hue, the way it looms in the sky, it's no wonder people have been ascribing spiritual significance to it for centuries. Whether you're a stargazer, if you're a spiritual seeker, or just curious, the blood moon carries layers of meaning that resonate across cultures and belief systems. Below, I put together 15 spiritual meanings of a blood moon, exploring its symbolism, energy, and what it might mean for you. So let's dive in and with a human-like curiosity and an open heart. So we see right here. This is crazy how rocks turn red. So what is a blood moon? Before we get into the spiritual side, let's clarify what a blue moon actually is. A blood moon. There's no blue moon. Sorry. It's not the same mystical event detached from science. It's a lunar eclipse where the earth passes between the sun and the moon, casting a shadow that gives the moon a reddish tint. This happens because the earth's atmosphere scatters sunlight, letting only the red wavelength slip through. Cool, right? But beyond the science, the blood moon has always felt more like just a cosmic coincidence. It's a moment that feels charged, heavy with meaning. Here are 15 spiritual interpretations that might resonate with you. So we're talking about a lot of trans, right? Gandalf, we're going to talk about a trans tonight, big time. We're going to talk about some trans, not just here, but we're going to get into some more trans here in a second after we get done with this. But it calls for a transformation, though. The blood moon often signals a time for deep personal change. Its intense energy can push you to shed old habits and beliefs or even relationships that no longer serve you. It's like the universe is holding up a mirror asking, what's ready to go? So you got an awakening tuition. The reddish glow is like the cosmic nudge to trust your gut. Many believe blood moons heighten intuitive abilities, making it a great time for meditation, journaling, or just listening to your inner voice. Release and letting go. This is a lot of stuff that we've been talking about the last few days, and especially in the mornings chats, right? Releasing and letting go. The blood moon's energy is often tied to release. It's a moment to let go of grudges, fears, or emotional baggage. Think of it as a spiritual decluttering session, to clear out what's weighing you down. It's a symbol of renewal. Across cultures, the blood moon is seen as a symbol of rebirth. The moon disappears in the earth's shadow and emerges red like a phoenix rising. It's a reminder that endings are often beginnings in disguise. Wow, that's pretty crazy, because we've been talking about all these topics the last 48 hours, so then we're leading into this blood moon. So it's just something to ponder, right? Connection to the feminine energy. The moon is
That one's
deeply
for
tied.
Gandalf.
What's that?
Number 5. That one's for Gandalf.
Oh, yeah. I can see. The moon is deeply tied to feminine energy, and a blood moon amplifies this. It's a time to honor your emotions, your creativity, and the divine feminine within, regardless of gender. And that doesn't mean put on a wig and a dress and run around as a transgender. It means transformation, not transgender. See, that's how they get it. Some people are embracing that feminine a little too much, right? So you got to have that balance. So we got to face those shadows in selves. The blood moon shadow-like quality invites you to confront your darker side, right? The dark side of the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Those hidden fears or insecurities you'd rather ignore. It's tough, but it's necessary for growth. There they go, growing again. 7 is the time for spiritual rituals. Many spiritual traditions use the blood moon for rituals, right? Think cleansing ceremonies like intention setting. Gandalf's real big on intention setting. Or even simple prayers. We said a prayer backstage. The energy feels potent, making it ideal for manifesting or connecting with the divine. So heightened emotional energy. You ever feel extra emotional during a full moon? Like a blood moon dials that up. Remember, that's why they say, oh shit, we got a full moon. Then you hear all the cops running around town. Right? It's full moon. I knew that as a kid.
Yeah.
So heightened emotional energy. Have you ever felt extra emotional during a full moon? A blood moon dials that up. It's like the universe cranks the volume on your feelings, like urging you to process them fully. It's a sign of prophecy. In some religious traditions like Christianity and Judaism, blood moons are tied to prophecy, right? Everybody's running around saying this is biblical.
Yeah.
All right. I've seen it on Facebook. Everybody, yeah, but how many blood moons have we had since then? So yes, it is big, but it's spiritual, right? So what? Oh, am I right here? Blood moons are tied to prophecy. They're seen as omens or signs of significant events, right? Often linked to biblical texts like Joel 2:3-1, which mentions the moon turning blood to blood. Amplifying manifestation. Talk about manifesting. If you're into manifestation, the blood moon is your moment. It intenses it. Its intense energy can supercharge your intentions. So where you're focusing on love, if you're focusing on your career or personal growth or the war room, or write down your goals and let the moon work magic. It's magic. So we got also, this is what we were talking about the last 48 hours too, healing ancestral wounds. You think that's not possible, and I know it is in my own personal life. I had to heal my wounds, and in doing so, it broke the family curse, and in doing so, it healed my mom. And then, so if I could see it in the physical, a change in other people after I've healed, then I know it works, even without, because I've tried to everything I could to try to, heal my mom and get her to forgive and move on and don't carry all that guilt and stuff of the past with her. But it's hard. But what you can do is heal yourself, and in return, you're going to heal the ancestral wounds. Some believe the blood moon connects us to our ancestors, right? Offering a chance to heal old family wounds or patterns. It's a time to reflect on your lineage and release inherited pain. So the pain is inherited.
It's in your DNA.
It's in your DNA. And then you pass that pain on to your children, and then they carry it to their children, and so on and so on. So at some point, you got to recognize the loop you're in and the mistakes that your ancestors made or your parents made or your grandparents made, and you have to fix that in your life. And I know it's hard, because even when you try to avoid everything that is in that inherited DNA, it still comes about to give you the lesson so that you can react differently than your ancestors or your parents or your grandparents did. And that's where we're at right now in this process of purging and healing and manifesting. And so we got to have courage, right? So it's a call to courage. The bold, fiery red of a blood moon screams courage. It's a reminder to step into your power, face challenges head on, and trust in your resilience. You got a balance of light and dark. The blood moon embodies duality, light and shadow, creation and destruction. It's a time to find balance within yourself, embracing both your strengths and your vulnerabilities. So a portal for spiritual growth. The sum of the blood moon is cosmic portal, a window where the veil between the physical and spiritual worlds thins. It's a chance to deepen your spiritual practice or connect with higher realms. Unity with the cosmos, 15. Finally, the blood moon reminds us of our place in the universe. It's a humbling moment to feel connected to something vast, timeless, and greater than ourselves. So we got the blood moon meanings across cultures. The blood moon spiritual significance varies across cultures, but its power is universal. Here's a quick look at how different traditions interpret it, right? Native American spiritual meaning, a time for reflection and honoring the cycles of nature. Some tribes see it as a call to prepare for change, right? A lot of people don't like change, so when they see them blood moons, they freak out. Hinduism. It's associated with powerful deities like Kali, symbolizing destruction of negativity and transformation. Christianity, it's linked to biblical prophecies, often seen as a sign of divine judgment or significant events. Wicca and paganism is a potent time for magic, rituals, and connecting with lunar deities. Chinese culture viewed as a warning or omen, often tied to balance and the need for harmony. So we go into the Farmer's Almanac.
Can I chime in before you get to the almanac? Can I chime in for a sec?
Yeah, anybody want to chime in? Go ahead. Anytime.
So what we have here is a combination of situational awareness and emotional intelligence. So it's very important that as you start to transcend, there's that trans word, as you start to transcend into a higher level of frequency, Nikola Tesla, not the car guy, but the science guy, 100 years ago said, if you really want to understand the universe, you need to think in terms of frequency and repeatable algorithms, so to speak, from a phonic or sonic standpoint. So this is your very powerful mouth. This is your very powerful mouth backing up your very powerful intention. This is your very powerful mouth backing up your very powerful voice down a line of intention that is being prodded by these celestial events, because nothing can stop what is coming is celestial first. Nothing can stop what is coming is celestial first. The reason we're lied to about our history and where we are, when we are, what we are, and what we are capable of, the root of that lie is where we are and when we are. So as we awake, as the resonant frequency is, whether you want to talk about Schumann or sunspots or celestial events, whatever they may be, it's your ability to tune into that's going to make the difference. This isn't something, it's not like you're going to get thug jacked down the sidewalk one day and suddenly you have a superpower. You need to ease into this and be comfortable with the tools that you are given, and that is prayer. I'm such a chihuahua, apparently. That's prayer, that's meditation, that is intentional engagement. So situational awareness and emotional intelligence are at the core of this. So engaging with those things that are happening to you and around you and through you, that's really the key to stepping up Jacob's ladder, so to speak.
I think you're on mute there, sheepdog. I think you're on mute there, sheepdog.
All right. Somebody playing with the buttons.
Not me, brother. That's special power.
Yeah. So did y'all hear me start reading again?
No.
Nope.
I know, but
Nope.
Oh, okay. How to work with blood moon energy. Man, I was sitting here reading all that. So how do you tap into the cosmic event? Here are a few practical ways to align with the blood moon spiritual energy.
I'm watching.
Meditate. Sit under the moonlight. If it's safe. I don't know what that means. Apparently, if there's maybe some above head hazards that may fall on your head while you're sitting there, don't sit there. And focus your intentions on what you want to release, right? Journal. You got cleanse your space. You got set intentions. You got connect with the community. Journal. Write about what's stirring in your heart. What's ready to transform. What's holding you back. The only person. See this right here? What's holding you back? Yourself. Cleanse your space. Use sage, Palo Santo, or sound clear stagnant energy from your home. Set intentions, write down your goals, and place them under the moonlight to charge them with energy. Connect with community. Some find group rituals or gatherings amplify the blood moon's power. Why the blood moon feels so intense? The blood moon's spiritual weight comes from its rarity and dramatic appearance. It's not just another full moon. It's a moment where the earth, sun, and the moon align perfectly, creating a visual spectacle that feels like a cosmic wake-up call. Its red hue, often associated with passion, power, and even danger, adds to the intensity. Plus, it's a full moon on steroids, amplifying emotions and spiritual energy. So the historical and modern perspectives. Throughout history, the blood moons have sparked awe and fear. Ancient cultures often saw them as omens, some good, some bad. For example, the Inca believed a blood moon meant a jaguar was attacking the moon, while in they got some imagination. While in Mesopotamia, it was a sign to protect the king. Today, we're less likely to see it as a literal warning, but the spiritual pull remains. Modern spiritual communities often view it as a time for growth, reflection, and harnessing energy. Personal reflection during a blood moon. One of the coolest things about a blood moon is how personal it feels. It's like the universe is speaking directly to you. Next time one rolls around, take a moment to sit with your thoughts. What's bubbling up? Are you feeling called to change something in your life? Or even if you don't buy into the spiritual side, there's something undeniably powerful about a pausing to witness the sky turn red. So a few cautions. While the blood moon is a beautiful opportunity, its intense energy can feel overwhelming. If you're sensitive to lunar cycles, you might feel restless or emotional. Ground yourself with simple practices like deep breathing, drinking some water, maybe spending some time in nature is what we talked a lot about. And if you're doing rituals, keep your intentions clear. This isn't the time for vague or scattered energy. Final thoughts. The blood moon is more than a pretty sky show. It's a moment to pause, reflect, and connect with something bigger. Whether you see it as a call to transform, a time to manifest, or simply a reminder of the universe's vastness, its spiritual meanings are as diverse as the people who gaze at it. And that's it.
And there's another one I sent you.
Oh, you got me another one?
It's right underneath that. It's just tough out. The one tonight.
All right, let me put this up here. Where's it at? Oh, you just sent it?
It's right there.
All right, here we go.
You gotta read what's underneath that.
You got to go to a different screen here.
Lori Ann's got a good idea there. Changing
What's
the
that?
frequency baseline in your house is a really, really good detoxification. I mean, it really makes a difference. We are frequency. That's great advice, Lori.
What were they doing today at the protesters?
Huh?
The protesters.
Oh, they were protesting.
They were ringing the church bells, and they were all calm. So.
Oh yeah.
The frequency.
Give me that. Give me that clip.
I gotta find it.
It's in our history.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But that's a good point. That I'm glad she said that because that it reminded me. So we were watching the protest today, and they were walking down the street, and the church bells went off during the protest, and everybody was just cool, calm, and collective. I was like, "That's genius. We should start ringing the bells whenever
they said ring the church bells, right?
Yeah,
it changes the frequency,
changes the vibration, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not wanting to be violent when you start hearing church bells going off, are you?
Right. It does something.
Not saying they were trying to be violent,
the church bells, it's just the bells, the frequency, and that sound, right?
Damn, 82 minutes of I remember
so
one morning
imagine imagine if the church bells calm the crowd, then what's it do when you live in your house that's bathed in 2.4 gigahertz?
Exactly.
Between your microwave oven and your Wi-Fi and your smart TV and all the LED output, it would seem that the opposite would be true, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Which one was it? It wasn't that ice rain, was it?
Just recently.
Go ahead and do that.
Hold on. Could have been. Could be. Yeah. It's just a couple minute clip. Anyways, don't sleep tonight until you have witnessed the full moon turn blood red. Tonight will be the longest lunar. Yeah, just give me that. I'll pull through it. Longest lunar eclipse of our lifetimes for 82 minutes. 8 times 2.
Yeah, there's something underneath that I want you to read, though.
Oh,
yeah.
Gotcha. So tonight the moon will turn a deep red during the total lunar eclipse. Millions of people will see this rare event as Earth's shadow moves across the moon. The eclipse will be visible across North and South America. So much of Europe and Africa and parts of Asia. No telescope is needed, though binoculars have a sharper view. They give a sharper view. The best way to watch is to step outside. Imagine that. The best way to watch is to step outside after sunset and find a dark open sky away from the city lights. The eclipse begins in the evening with the dark peak happening around between 9 p.m. and midnight, depending on your location. So here in the next hour or so, maybe on the East Coast, it's 8 o'clock right now, right? So another hour or so. That'd be cool. Oh, I was telling a story. Remember the one that came in 2021? I went out there at 3 a.m. and filmed it for I still got the videos of it.
Yeah.
I filmed it for an hour, changing from a white moon to blood to back to white. I filmed the whole process. I'm just glad I've done it so long that I heard my neighbors waking up. They wake up about 5 a.m, something like that, to go to work. You start hearing, and you're like, oh shit. You're sitting out there in the woods, your neighbor's waking up, and you got a camera in your hand. You're looking pretty creepy. And I was I just wanted to record that, the moon transitioning to a blood moon.
It'll be nice one day when we don't have to think like our neighbors think we're outside being weird and, got a gun, even though it's just a cell phone, it'd be really nice.
I think the definition of weird is going to change. There's still going to be weird people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we beat the blood moon thing pretty good there.
Yeah, so there's a lot of like superstition about the blood moon, but it's really just there's a spiritual meaning to it. Not everything's bad. Or evil.
My shepherds were born on a blood moon.
There you go.
Oh, were they?
Wasn't Trump born on a blood moon too? Didn't they say he was born on a blood
Trump
moon?
was also born on a blood moon. That is correct.
Yeah. I can't find it. I'll have to go back.
You got
Hey,
something?
Gandalph, weren't your shepherds born on a blood moon?
Who?
Welcome to the 22nd later version of our timeline. Yes, sir. The shepherds were born on a blood moon.
Here's my little advertisement.
Don't make fun of me. I'm old.
What?
Making fun of you is going to be an Olympic event
Can you
in
send
the
me the
next
video
Summer
of the
Olympics, I
protest?
believe.
I'm trying to find it.
It's right there. I just watched it.
That's not it. I'll use ice one though. I think that's it. I just kind of skimmed through it and it wasn't there.
All right. Next up. Trying to find the video. Yeah. So we're going to go, and since we're talking about trans, the trans alert went off today in the White House. The trans alert went off. So now they're trying to take guns from trans.
Allegedly.
Or anybody that's on medications. You're fixing to lose your weapons. Big Pharma's at it again. So be careful of what you take, and be careful of that mental health thing that you're so proud of sharing on Facebook, letting everybody know that you're a mental health survivor, because it's going to bounce back against you at some point, especially if you're a hardcore Second Amendment, right?
I think already has.
It's going to be.
They say we're crazy anyway.
So the trans alert went off today. The White House. I got a clip here of it. Let me see if I can pull it up.
You got to check the list before you go there. You're like, I'm on valerian root, and it's not glycerin, it's alcohol, so I don't know if that's allowed or not.
You're on what?
The valerian root, what with alcohol instead of the glycerin.
Oh God.
Right.
You got to check your list. Oh, I'm on Mullen too, so I better check my punch. Yeah.
Yeah, so we had a trans alert. White House evacuated.
A developing situation in Washington where just moments ago the White House was evacuated. Sources confirming that President Trump, as well as many key members of his administration, were rushed out of the building after the White House's trans alarm went off. Footage here showing the moment that infrared estrogen sensors detected a large spike in gender fluidity within dangerous proximity to the West Wing. Trans. ONN's Jason Copeland joining us now from Washington with the latest. Jason, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Dwight, Secret Service has confirmed that this was in fact not a test, but rather the trans defense system being initiated by a trans person detected within the White House's cisgender-only radius. Now, per protocol, President Trump, as well as other members of his cabinet, have all been urgently outfitted with hormone-proof vests and ushered deep below ground into their traditional values bunker for their ultimate safety.
A frightening scene. We're hearing reports of White House staff barricading themselves in their offices, texting loved ones, just waiting for Secret Service to tell them their pronouns were safe. Jason, just how close did this nonconformist get to entering the Oval Office?
Yeah, well, I've spoken with some sources here that are still working to determine the severity of the threat. What we do know is that this trans alarm system is, of course, known to be hypersensitive. Vice President J.D. Vance has set it off on multiple occasions with his eyeliner, for instance. So false alarm still a possibility. But, with the president's love of gender norms at stake, Secret Service isn't taking any chances here, Dwight.
Can never be too careful. Thank you, Jason. We'll have more from you later in the hour. But coming up next, living with climate change. Hear why some scientists believe the key to surviving rising temperatures could be shorter shorts.
There you go.
You've seen the news. Now touch it with your fingers.
I just came up with a new reason to not go to work tomorrow.
That was just a spoof, right?
What's
I
that?
sent you the bills.
That wasn't real, right?
No.
No, yeah, it's real.
It's the onion.
It's real, according to the Smith Monk Act.
It's a satire. It's called The Onion. They have funny stuff on it.
Oh,
I was ready to go out and buy cigarettes. I've been off them for 2 days now. Trying not
Let me guess. Let me find out.
that was priceless.
Yeah, so it's all. We want to thank the Smith Monk Modernization Act of 2012 for allowing us to bring this show together.
Yes.
The Smith Monk Act Modernization Act of 2012, SMMA, allows the U.S. government to treat the American people as enemies of the state, just as they would treat a foreign enemy. And this through allowing staged and fake events to be treated as movies and be used by the media. The State Department and Pentagon now legally utilizes all forms of media against the American citizens, including fake shootings, bombings, terrorist attacks, and all for the sake of coercing U.S. citizens to believe whatever version of the truth the U.S. government wants them to believe, so that you scream for more safety and you scream for things that you normally wouldn't scream.
That's why alternative media was so important, right? So we can get away from that propaganda.
So what we have now is they're using all this trans propaganda to and the hate that the Republican Party has for transgender people, to at some point you're going to green light, and they're going to use transgenders, and especially because of the last few
because they're saying
shootings,
they have a mental illness.
a mental illness, their medication, et cetera, et cetera. And guess what? That's a lot of your veterans.
What,
right?
Transgenders?
No.
Oh.
Are you serious right now?
Put it all together.
No. We're talking about medication and mental health issues.
Yes.
No.
Okay,
So,
I sent you the bills.
what?
I was like, "Are you serious?"
What?
I heard that too. That was the equivalent of, did you just ask me if I wanted to eat that thing that smells like crap?
I think she ate the chill doggies. One too many chill doggies.
No, you just said it all together. I was like, what are you talking
Are
about?
you serious right now?
They're using the trannies. They're using the transgenders, and I don't mean to call them trannies because that's a part on a car, but they're using the transgenders to get the conservatives to greenlight gun confiscation. And if you allow that to take place with the transgenders, then that also goes into the veterans and also every other American that's on meds and that may have psych meds, et cetera, that could play into it. Also, I know they try to do it with the legalization of marijuana. In order to get a medical card, you had to give up your gun rights for medical marijuana in some states.
Telling you to get off those medications, right?
They're
not good for you.
So America's largest gun lobby speaks out as Trump administration molds the trans firearm ban. I got to bring a little bit of the shit show because they're using this to get y'all to green light some shit that you normally wouldn't green light based on propaganda. So this is the shit I have to do because we're still dealing with a bunch of people that can't see, and that's okay. It's been only decades of this, And you can't blame Obama. He's only had the Smith-Unc Act for 4 years. Trump's had it for 4 years, and Biden's had it for the supposed Biden for 4 years, and now we're back to Trump, and nobody's repealing it or
But that's
changing it.
because we wouldn't have alternative media otherwise.
And a lot of people were wrong about a lot of things over the last 4 years, and they're all legally protected because of that Smith Modernization Act. Yeah,
some of us got things wrong, right?
Yeah, some people got things wrong, and that's okay because you protected it. You can literally sit here and lie to people, and it's legal all day long. You can do it all day long.
Right now.
So America's largest gun lobby speaks out as Trump administration knows possible trans firearms ban. So the Department of Justice officials are reportedly considering placing restrictions on trans people after that school shooting. See how they do it?
Yeah. Although they've tried many times, they have not.
It's still unconstitutional. I don't give a damn which way.
They have not been able to get it, but it's another thing to put you in fear.
So, can y'all see that? Yeah, I got my screens all messed up here. Here, let me make sure. Oh, wrong one. Let me go down here.
Bells at bottom.
Here we go. Let's do that. Let's pull this right here. Bring this over here. All right, we're good now. All right, here we go. So I told people that they were trying to do this with the staged assassination attempts on Trump. I told you that this was going to lean into that. I mean, how many MAGA people will give up their guns to protect Trump? I'm like, y'all are crazy. But here we are. The same shit show's taking place as if Obama's the president, because it doesn't matter who the president is. The same system still pushing their agendas in the background through Congress's help. America's largest gun lobby speaks out as Trump administration knows possible trans firearm ban. Okay, I read that already. Let's go ahead and check this out.
Hey, Tan Fam, y'all ready for an all-new season? It's been a journey, and now there's no stopping the Tan Fam from coming together. The Cameron Hall Show, Season 7, starts Monday, September 8th.
That was a weird look. She didn't look too happy about the show.
The Justice Department is looking into new ways, it says, could help to reduce some gun violence. A source telling Fox News the department is in early conversations on possibly restricting gun ownership for transgender Americans. This is following a young transgender woman who shot up a Catholic school in Minneapolis, killing 2 children, wounding 17 others just last week. And Chief Washington correspondent Mike Emanuel.
Okay, first off, why does her sexuality matter? Why does it matter what they have between their legs?
Right.
I'm just asking.
Has more, first of all, to set this up. Mike, tell us about it.
Hi, Harris. Yeah, Justice Department spokesperson telling Fox, quote, the DOJ is actively evaluating options to prevent the pattern of violence we have seen from individuals with specific mental health challenges and substance abuse disorders. No specific criminal justice proposals have been advanced at this time. Of course, the right to bear arms is a cornerstone of the United States, but not everyone qualifies to own weapons, especially those deemed mentally unfit. So new debate is heating up. Should people diagnosed with gender dysphoria be banned from owning guns after several shootings involving transgender suspects? A sheriff from the Seattle area posed this question on X this week, quote, do you think it's time to ban trans people from owning guns?
So you can do it as long as you're straight.
That doesn't even make sense.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
These people are lost their damn minds. Have y'all seen that movie Idiocracy?
Yeah.
Because that's where we're at right now.
Go on now, Chief Bump Straight.
We're watching Idiocracy, the movie.
The Justice Department's Office of Legal Counsel, we are told, are in their infancy. But one expert tells us this issue could face political challenges from the right and the left.
On the left, the civil liberties community would make a strenuous effort to block any effort to take gun rights away from the transgender community. On the right, gun rights groups have been working very considerably to try and expand gun rights, and I think they would have a big problem.
The National Rifle Association giving us exclusive reaction, quote, NRA does not and will not support any policy proposals that implement sweeping gun bans that arbitrarily strip law-abiding citizens of their Second Amendment rights without due process.
And Trump and
Mike, thank you very much.
Pam Bondi are all on board with that. I know we can go back and play that. You want to pull that up so they can see it from the horse's mouth? Just go to YouTube and type in Donald Trump, Pam Bondi, red flag laws. Exit full screen. Oh, I can do the bells. Oh, we got the bells.
The Justice Department is looking into new ways, it says, could help to.
It's looking at new ways to try to take people's guns, but we'll use the trannies. The transgenders, no disrespect to anybody. That's not how I roll. I believe everybody should be able to do whatever they want. It's called freedom. So we got that based on what? Propaganda. Smith-Munknack. Misinformation, disinformation, all legal. Trump told you fake news, fake news, fake news. Right? Because it is.
Yeah. Literally.
Trey Gowdy is going to be is getting a lot of pushback because he's on board with that shit. But what y'all don't understand is it's going to carry out. When you violate the constitutional rights of one American, you violate the constitutional rights of all Americans. One person's rights violated is a violation of everyone's. But you can't allow that to happen. It's going to, once you allow that door to open, you ain't going to be able to shut it back. It's going to be here we got so we did the tranny thing. We did the trans alarm went off at the White House. We got, here's the DC churches ring their bells in support of a massive, where's it at? Okay. Here it is. So here's what we were talking about earlier with the bells. Shout out to the True Train Tribe. It was in the chat last night on the Young Elder and Rod show. I've seen y'all. There you go. It says DC churches ring their bells in support of a massive anti-Trump protest outside the White House. But besides all that is the scene that took place here. Normally they're kind of rowdy, right? But they're kind of like calm, chilling. Y'all see that? I know it's only a short clip, but see that? That was awesome. So we have, if you haven't been paying attention, here we go. Red flag gun laws. We got 2 videos here I'm going to play. President Trump says take guns early without due process, and Pam Bondi smiles and agrees, and MAGA's asleep. That's what's going on. Like at one point, MAGA stood for something, and now they just stand for whatever Trump decides to flip-flop on. Don't take it personal, but that's just what's taking place. You got to stand for something or you fall for anything. You got to be your own man. Not a puppet on a string. I'm sure we've heard that song before, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go.
Yes, go ahead, Mike.
Well, in the category, you spoke about the gun violence restraining orders, and they're called. California actually has a version of this, and I think in your meeting with governors earlier this week, individually and as a group, we spoke about states taking steps, but the focus is to literally give families and give local law enforcement additional tools if an individual is reported to be a potential danger to themselves or others. Allow due process, so no one's rights are trampled, but the ability to go to court, obtain an order, and then collect not only the firearms, but any weapons in the possession
Or
of that
might
individual.
take the firearms first and then go to court, because that's another system. Because a lot of times, by the time you go to court, it takes so long to go to court.
Wrong answer. Wrong answer. That's unconstitutional.
Get the due process procedures. I like taking the guns early, like in this crazy man's case that just took place in Florida. He had a lot of firearms. They saw everything. To go to court would have taken a long time. So you could do exactly what you're saying, but take the
So it's funny how fast they'll arrest you, but they'll take their time when it comes to these people that traffic children to Maxwell, Epstein, all those people. That you're not going to get that. But damn it, if you're taking medications and you got a gun, I'm coming for you right now. I'm coming for you right now.
Go through due process.
Wrong. Wrong answer, sir. Anyone that follows those orders is going to be in violation of their oath of office.
That's right.
Just so you know. Here we go. We got Pam Blondie with Trump again, saying the same thing pretty much. But this was months ago. I think a lot of people missed it, but except for the people that have a foundation, they stand on that. They're picking up what's being put down. Trump and Bondi are both for red flag laws.
We are going to bring in something called the gun violence restraining order. So if someone is civilly committed, typically you can hold them for up to 72 hours, but people are getting out within 24 hours, the majority of them. So what we want to do is let law enforcement come in and take the guns.
Good.
They are a danger to themselves.
Which you can't do right now.
Well, because without being adjudicated. So because they're a danger to themselves.
You want them to take the guns and not go through 6 months of legal trials.
Exactly. But what we're doing is they're going to be able to take the guns when they're taken into custody or into the hospital. And then when they're released within 24 hours or 72 hours later, typically it's 24 hours, but law enforcement will have 72 hours to determine whether they should give those guns back or they can go to a judge and say, Your Honor, please keep these guns. We feel this person is still a danger to himself or others. We are going to bring in something called the gun violence restraining order. So if
gun violence restraining order. It's kind of like the Baker Act, whenever somebody can randomly call on you and have you admitted into the hospital.
And that would be crazy.
And then that would be another way that they could take. And that's why you see that veteran, which I'm going to pull up next. Give me that one. The follow up on the.
I have to go find it.
It should be right up there. So we're going to give you a follow up on the veteran in Florida that got Baker acted. He was going through, I guess, a custody issue with his wife, and you know how that goes. Yeah. People do some vindictive stuff to try to take children away from their fathers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Here we go. So, as y'all can see, what we're painting here, but people are asleep. This is how they use propaganda to get you to be okay, basically, with. Because I want to go do because I want to stay. Then we'll go into that. So we got.
Here it is.
All right, let me give you the update on the Baker Act. The veteran, they were trying to take his guns as well.
There he is.
We got a lot of veterans that have came back from active duty that are or could be targeted in this. And they're definitely not transgender, but it won't matter whether they are. I mean, it won't matter because everybody's going to green light this shit, regardless if you're a Republican or Democrat. If you're on medications and you have a firearm, you're going to be looked at, especially.
They've probably been doing that, right? That's why they've been tracked.
All right, here we go. So this is an update of a story that we shared last week.
This is an open message to Kash Patel and the entire Federal Bureau of Investigation. And my question is, do you protect the American people from abuses of power and corruption within our government? Or are you guys just adding to it? And is the Bureau more concerned with protecting corrupt politicians, judges, and law enforcement officers instead of doing its duty to protect the American people? Because from where I'm sitting, it certainly looks like you guys are protecting your own and not really too concerned with protecting the interests of the American people. As a father, disabled veteran, and whistleblower about this corruption, the silence has been deafening from the federal entities that are supposed to be protecting us. My daughter and I have been living inside of an actual nightmare for the last 3 to 4 months, and it is solely due to lies cooked up by my ex-wife and then fraudulent action after action committed by the police in order to act upon her lies in some type of pre-crime type of way without any actual evidence. And then everything after that has been this massive conspiracy to cover up the initial misconduct, which was extreme. You'd think that if a veteran was assaulted on VA property and a child was affected by this, it would immediately spark an investigation. But I've been met with nothing but stonewalling and silence from every entity in government. This corruption is also super easy to prove. My ex-wife's initial affidavit is filled with lies that are easily proven to be lies. Then the police committed their own misconduct that is wild when you look at it on its face. Fraudulent affidavits, completely contradictory things happening within the court and within the medical records showing that they both had different authorizations, which is literally impossible if it was done legally. There's timeline errors within police reports indicating that they're lying within the police reports. They're also admitting to interagency efforts before I had ever been Baker Act. So there was some type of interagency collusion to Baker Act me because they had no legal authority to do anything. There was no crime ever committed. There was just lies being spouted off by my ex-wife, and the cops decided they wanted to act on them. There's literally nothing. And now that I am bringing this information to light, every one of the bad actors involved is just hiding. I'm getting stonewalling from the courts, stonewalling from the cops. My own family won't interact with me because they have committed to the lies. They were gaslit by the police and my ex-wife into doing some very stupid stuff that got them potentially in trouble as well. Just expanding the liability. The cops were trying to cover their ass, and Jackie was trying to cover their ass. But why isn't the FBI getting involved? At least not that I can see. Why is nobody protecting my daughter from what is, at the minimum, a neglectful situation and has already been proven to be abusive? There's video evidence of deputies shoving a gun directly into her face. If you think that that is not traumatizing and abusive, you are part of the problem. Now that I'm attempting to get some redress through the courts, it's being shown to me that there is no due process for Keith Rackett or Lorelei Rackett. I'm not allowed to set hearings the way you normally would be able to. Even emergency ones about child welfare are just being denied on its face, but they're magically never appearing onto the court docket. That's illegal and a sign of obstruction of justice by itself. There's so much evidence of wrongdoing being committed by the courts, the cops, my family, my ex-wife specifically, and nobody will do anything to protect Lorelei. So Kash Patel, Federal Bureau of Investigation,
I've already talked to you guys multiple times. So what is it going to take for you guys to get moving on protecting a child and a disabled veteran? Because you're showing the American people right now that if this can happen to me, it can certainly happen to any of them once somebody decides that they don't want them to have rights either. So what will it be? Are you going to show the American people that you still have their interest in mind and you're going to protect the child and a man who served this country honorably? Or are you going to let yourselves decay the same way as every other agency has and just go along with the corruption to protect yourselves and your spot? Doesn't make much sense from a rational point of view, but none of this has seemed all that rational. So what'll it be, Cash? I'm not asking you to do anything that is out of the realm of possibility. It's actually strictly in line with upholding your oath. So all I'm asking you to do is uphold your oath, do your job, which is to protect the American people and maintain order, and then protect my daughter and myself from this egregious abuse of power, which is ongoing.
There you go. There's an update.
Well, like Lorianne said, maybe some people in our government needs to be bankered at. Maybe it will be a flip, right? Whose guns are they going to take? Huh?
Right.
Who shoots more? How many shootings have there been between civilians and the police officers, right?
Right.
A little trigger happy.
Yeah.
Yep. So maybe it would.
Well,
maybe
if they shoot a
way,
citizen, that's because they're a criminal and they deserve to die.
So maybe it looks one way, but it's actually going to be another. Right?
Yeah, there's going to be a. Oh yeah, but it's going to come from the people when they say, "I'm tired. Enough's enough. You're not taking nothing. You're not violating nobody's rights. I don't care what propaganda you guys use on this."
Like you said back in, we were watching that thing in New York, right? The cops didn't have guns; they had billy clubs.
Billy clubs back in the 40s and 30s. They just had billy clubs out on the street.
And maybe they go back to that.
And
Remember, Trump was talking about that a while back.
Yeah, you take their guns from them, and then guess what? Law enforcement becomes peaceful all of a sudden.
Right. I mean,
and then they want to make sure that then they de-escalate, don't they?
Right. Like in the
right now
they don't. They only have the billy clubs. That's it. Right.
Yeah.
They don't have guns either.
No. So we want to go into. So we covered that. We covered this right here. This is what's going on. This is how they're doing it.
Yeah, because they want to put you in fear, because they're fear. They're projecting.
Yeah, let me show that real quick. So we had some pins made in memory of Chief Penny. Jill has created these beautiful diamond crusted pins with the red cardinals, which include a refill. It's like just $10. So if you want to plus shipping, but here they are. She made these in honor and memory of Chief Penny. I thought they were pretty nice with the red cardinal at the top. We shared this out on Facebook. Anybody wants one, just hit her up.
It's Jill Beans.
Jill Beans?
Right, Jill Bean.
Jilly Bean.
Jilly Beans.
Not Jelly Bean, but Jilly.
Or she's Jilly Bean on Telegram.
But here they are right here. The little sparklies.
Yeah, they're really cute.
All right, just real quick. We're going to go into so let's go with we were talking about waking up this morning or rising. We were also talking about what else were we talking about? Oh, the discharge petition number 9, bill number, House Resolution 581, 119th Congress. We're making a list of everybody that doesn't sign this bill so that we can make sure that they don't win midterms. Go, because we don't want a bunch of people in our states protecting pedophiles, so they got to go, especially if they're compromised. So we're talking about the Truman Show, right? Truman being the 33rd president, and everybody's wanting to know how's this movie going to end. That's what they were saying on the Truman Show as well.
Oh yeah, they sure were.
How's this movie going to end? Right. So it's just crazy to see the connection that we're seeing here, because you should because Red Pillar Drifter, his angle is this, and this is what I don't know this to be true, but after I show you this, you should understand even more why Trump changed the name from the Department of Defense to the Department of War. I must point out that the name Department of War was used by our country from 1789 to 1947. 1 year before Israel was created by the Rothschilds in 1948, it changed. It changed under President Harry Truman, who was a 33rd degree Mason and the 33rd president, and most prominent Freemason president in U.S. history. He was the first president in history to recognize Israel as a nation and was president during Israel's creation. That's what created the Truman Show that we are in. The National Security Act of 1947, 1 year before the creation of Israel, restructured military agencies, and the War Department became the Department of the Army. A new Department of the Air Force was created, and all merged under the newly formed National Military Establishment. In 1949, 1 year after the creation of Israel, the National Military Establishment was officially renamed Department of Defense. So in 1949, these names were specifically created to make you feel as though you are a victim, like Department of Defense, because the powers that be were about to begin their victimizing. So Trump is telling you that everything you need to know, and he is undoing their order, according to Red Pill Drifter here. So I thought that was pretty interesting. A lot of people made this connection. Some people differently. Some people had different. So everyone has a different thing of what they're seeing, but it makes sense to go from the Department of Defense to Department of War. But at the same time, it's like, how are we going into a peace if we're at war?
Well,
but again,
the defense sounded better than war, right?
Yeah, because you're always in the defense mode. And that's like Rod said, they went into offense.
Yeah.
All right, so then you got Truman taking a bow, right? When he woke up and realized it was all
exit the stage.
he exited stage. Yeah. So we want to go into a little bit of spirituality here. Many people are actually afraid to heal because their entire identity is centered around the trauma they've experienced. They have no idea who they are outside of trauma, and that unknown can be terrifying, right?
Stu took some pictures of the blood moon. I'm not sure of that.
Oh, already?
Mm-hmm.
Dang, you got the blood moon going?
Yeah, I sent you a couple.
All right, so we're going to go into a little bit of Alan Watts. We played this the other day, I believe.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So we're going to shift the gears here.
This morning, actually.
We're going to go from the shit show
playing and stuff.
No sound, sheepdog. It's all quiet on the central front there, sheepdog.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody must be hitting the mute button. Did y'all hear me talking at all for the last couple
Nope.
minutes? Or when did it go
Zero.
mute silent?
Right before you went silent, right before you started playing the video.
After you said Alan once.
Oh,
Went
okay.
silent.
Oh, okay. So I want to transition here. I want to go from the shit show to the shift show because we're going to shift.
Yes.
That's what we're having to do. SHIFT, SHOW, shift show. You got to know the difference.
Authority.
And now you know why we call it a shit show and why they call it a movie.
If you believe,
because of the propaganda that's being ran on the people right now. And people can't see it because of who's in office. That's what's even crazier. But this is the shift.
God is a monarch, an absolute, omniscient, and omnipotent authority. Shall we say a sort of cosmic ego? Then to claim to be that is to introduce democracy into the kingdom of heaven. To usurp divine authority and to speak in its name without proper authorization. And they asked Jesus, by what authority do you speak? Of heaven or of men? And he was tricky about answering that one. He said, by what authority did John the Baptist speak? And they were nervous about answering that one. So the gospel of Jesus, which of course was hushed up from its inception, was that wake up everybody and find out who you are. Asking that, again in the Gospel of St. John, they, pointing to his disciples, may be one, even as you, Father, and I are one. And when he was accused of blasphemy, the Jews took up stones to stone him, you know. And he said, many good works have I shown you from the Father, and from which of these do you stone me? And they said, for a good work we don't stone you, but for blasphemy, because you being a man make yourself God. Now listen to the reply. He said, is it not written in your law, I have said ye are gods? And if that is what the scripture says, it can't be denied. So why do you tell me I blaspheme because I say I am a son of God? No answer. Because I said I am a son of God. It doesn't say that in your King James translation. It says I am the Son of God. And you'll see the italicized, and you will think that that is for emphasis if you don't realize that passages in italics in the King James Bible are interpolations by the translators. In Greek, leaving out the definite article is equivalent of having the indefinite article. Weos to theou is a son of God, not oios to theou. So, son of, in Hebrew and in Arabic, means of the nature of. When we call someone a son of a bitch, we mean bitchy. And so if you call someone a son of God, you mean divine. Of the nature of God. As the Nicene Creed subsequently defined it, he is of one substance with the Father. But what happened was that this being blasphemy for the Jews, it became blasphemy for the Christians, for anyone else than Jesus to say it. They said, okay, baby, it was so with you, but there it stops. No more of this business. And as a result of that, Jesus was made irrelevant by pedestalization, by being kicked upstairs. In spite of the fact that he said, greater works than these that I do shall you do. Oh no, upstairs with you, baby, because we just can't have that sort of thing going on in a monarchical universe. We are not going to have democracy in the kingdom of heaven. So this is why the gospel is impossible, because we are supposed to follow the example of Christ, where he says, for example, be not anxious for the morrow. Do not worry about what you shall eat, what you shall drink, and what you shall wear. Don't take care of it. Doesn't he take care of the birds? Don't the flowers grow? They're wonderful. They're crazy. They're great. What are you worrying about? I've never heard a sermon preached on that. Never. Because it's totally subversive. The economy would crash.
The economy would crash if everyone acted in faith. If everyone acted in total faith and that everything will be provided, aren't you more important than the birds? The economy would crash. So you see what's taking place here, right? They created another God.
Them.
Right.
The system. Instead of nature.
Right.
Everything's out there.
Where everything's in abundance and provided. So think about that. If we all literally were acting in the faith and were totally, as per the scriptures, the economy would crash overnight.
Preached on that. Never. Because it's totally subversive. The economy would crash. So they say, oh, yes, that's all very well, but he was the boss's son. See, he had that colossal advantage. Take up your cross and follow him. Hey, but wait a minute. I don't know I'm going to be resurrected 3 days later. I can't do all those miracles. He had an unfair advantage. So how can you ask us to follow the example of Christ? But supposing he didn't have an unfair advantage. Supposing that what was true about Jesus as a son of God is true of us. Only a few of us know it.
Only a few know it.
We are pretty careful to be quiet about it, lest the same thing happen to us as happened to Jesus. And indeed, it often does.
How many of you have had stones thrown at you? Don't worry, you're in good company.
No. But why talk about this? Is it interesting? Is it important? For the human being to realize that in some sense of the word, whatever it means, he is God or one with God. Well, the importance of it is this, that to know that you are God is another way of saying that you feel completely with this universe. You feel profoundly rooted in it and connected with it. You feel, in other words, that the whole energy which expresses itself in the galaxies is intimate. It is not something to which you are a stranger, but it is that with which you, whatever that is, are intimately bound up. That in your seeing, your hearing, your talking, your thinking, your moving, you express that which it is which moves the sun and other stars. And if you don't know that, if you don't feel that, well, naturally you feel alien, you feel a stranger in the world, and if you feel a stranger, you feel hostile. And therefore, you start to bulldoze things about, to beat it up, and to try and make the world submit to your will, and you become a real troublemaker. So I feel also one reason why you become hostile is that feeling that you were just brought into this place, that your father and mother went up to some monkey business that they probably shouldn't have done, or it was bad rubber goods, and as a result of this, here you are, and you didn't ask to be here. Well, you always feel you can turn around and blame them. You can blame somebody. You can blame the government. You can blame the rascals. You can blame the cheaters. Always supposing you yourself aren't a rascal, which is a long odds. You always can blame someone and say, I didn't ask for it. Take it away. And yet, very few people are all too ready to take it away. And if you don't say take it away, what are you going to do? You've really got to assume responsibility for it. You've got to say yes to what happens. It's my karma. And that doesn't mean merely, there are many misinterpretations of the doctrine of karma. It's usually and popularly understood that what happens to you, either fortunate or unfortunate, is the result of good or bad deeds in a previous life. Well, that's popular superstition. The real meaning of karma, the word in Sanskrit means simply doing. And if I say of an event, it is your karma, it is saying it is your doing. So the exposition, a book which would expound karma, would be not so much a whodunit as a youdunit. But that seems fantastic.
So, like you said, the karma has been misinterpreted. It's doing. So basically, you're doing the same thing as you did last time, your past life, and not changed anything. Kind of like on Groundhog Day, right? You're just doing the same thing over and over.
Damn it.
You're not.
Is that what that movie was about?
You're not changing.
And what it really means to have faith, right?
Right.
But I thought it was interesting. He said the economy would crash if everybody had faith.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, you're right. They wouldn't have anything. Man, it's a good time to be alive right now.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's a great awakening. It's not too pretty, but it's all good.
If you really have faith, you don't need belief. Because faith is an entirely different attitude from belief. Faith is a state of openness or trust. To have faith is, for example, like when you swim, you trust yourself to the water. You don't grab hold of the water when you swim. And if you go stiff and tight in the water and try to catch hold of it, you'll sink. You have to relax. So the attitude of faith is the very opposite of clinging, of holding on. So that you could say that a person who is a fanatic in religion, who simply has to believe in certain propositions about the nature of God and the nature of the universe, is a person who has no faith at all, because he's holding on tight. If you really have faith,
Holding on tight. Hold on loosely.
Right, like
But don't let go.
If you try to hold on tight to water, right, you're gonna sink. Right.
No, you're supposed to freak out as soon as you hit the water. That way.
Let go and you're gonna float. Right. You're gonna be just fine.
He said they're trying to grab the water to stay afloat. I've seen somebody go under because they panicked and they didn't come back up. But if they would have just stayed calm and just took air into their lungs and came back on their back and just let their arms out, they would have went right to the top. That's like a turd. They would have floated.
It's like when you see a wild animal, right? If you run or freak out, it's gonna attack.
Right.
If you act calm, walk. Don't engage.
Oh, the bear?
Yeah. Yeah, you can just walk right past them.
Oh, they don't. I thought you were supposed to freak out and run.
They sense your fear. Yeah.
Oh, they do.
And then they look at you as prey.
Well, shit. Yeah, you better start praying at that point.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're looking at you as prey because they're going to see you praying. But that's a hard thing to do, to stare down a bear and stand totally calm. That's got to be tough.
Yeah.
Heart racing. You're probably looking at a way to take off, and you're wondering if I could still run a 440, a 4.5, and a 440 and a 40.
Same thing with the dog, right?
Yeah.
If they go barking at you, you go approach real calm, and they'll come right up to you, right? Well, the wild animals are a little different, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. So basically, we all have cleaning to do in our own houses, internally in the house of our consciousness. And this inner work is required before we can feasibly clean up the outside world from a position of accurately understanding what to do. Right? And that's what we talk about a lot. Just cleaning our own, take care of our, putting our own affairs in order in our own homes, so that we clean up the outside world from a position of accurately understanding what to do. So until we do this, until we try to change for the better and act and behave in better ways, the external world will not change on its own. The world and our society is a direct reflection of our collective inner worlds, our thoughts and feelings, etc., which are the cause of the resulting manifestations we co-create into the outer world. Actions, behaviors, habits. We all have that inner work to do. Eventually, we will make the world a better place. But though our outer work of action. So it says we all have inner work to do to eventually make the world a better place through our outer work of actions. We have to admit that when we have been fooled and we have been lied to, that's the first part. We have to admit that we have been fooled and lied to by external conditioning. We have to admit that when we are lying to ourselves in fear of facing the harsh truth of reality, that we consent and actively participate in these wrongdoings. If you have been conditioned to justify a wrong as a right cognitively, you thereby reduce your capacity to feel adequate care and compassion. Right? And it says, woe to those who call good evil and evil good. The heart, the mind are conscious. You can recognize true feelings of care and good, and you can change the way you think about something to no longer participate in a wrong. And if you can, also recognize what is true and good and consciously alter the way that you feel about something to recognize how wrong it is by feeling it. If you can't accurately think about it right, if you can't accurately think about right and wrong, nor feel right and wrong, then your compass in life, your conscience, is severely degraded. It's severely damaged. You lack the capacity to distinguish with what is right and what is wrong, and what is good and what is bad, what is true and then what is a lie. We can lie to ourselves and we can believe in whatever we want to believe because it makes us feel good about ourselves. Or we can face the reality and truly become better by choosing to align our core being with what is right, good and true. The choice is ours, truth or consequences. Be right or go wrong. But be a warrior, not a worrier. Have the courage to face the mirror, admit the wrongs, and just correct the mistakes. That's all we got to do. I mean, it's all a lesson. There's a lesson in the right, and there's a lesson in making the mistake and being wrong. It's still a lesson, and you learn from that instead of doing the same thing over and over, which is what they do with the Smith-Monk Act. They're pushing the same propaganda they did under Obama. Huh? Yeah. So.
Oh, there's the blood moon. I sent you. Stu took some pictures.
Oh, you got some blood moon pictures already?
Yeah, Stu did.
Where's Stu at? In the UK?
No, he's in Illinois, I think.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Pictures. Check it out. Let's see who's got the best picture contest.
He's in Indiana.
Oh, Indiana?
Indiana.
Looks like a kidney stone.
Oh. Home of Mike Pence. How about that? Damn, look at that.
Yeah, it's big.
Woo!
It's huge. Look, that was
that's
egg yolk.
Hey, that's 58 million miles away. But you can see it.
Like
but you can't.
Big.
Where's that one from? That's beautiful.
Indiana.
Indiana. Yeah, Stu took all.
Oh, gorgeous.
It's the moon. Yeah, it's. Look at that rock glowing.
Just like an X-ray.
I think that.
Yeah. Look at that. that line around
that
it
was
though.
Stu, and then there's one more. That one.
See that? Look like
Yeah,
a ring
it's
of-
like an orange ring around it. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I guess that was before it turned red.
And he took this from the moon, or heading to it.
Heading to it.
He was taking. But we can see all these little divots. I think this is probably a reflection.
Come
of what
on
we're
now. We know that's a picture for somebody's colonoscopy. We know what that is.
Duh.
Gross.
Can you guys see the moon bases in there?
Yeah, you see that?
The moon base.
Damn.
See how bright that is? I guess that's when it first
Oh,
started.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So at this point, do you go, wait, that's not 58 million miles away?
You should.
How can you see a light that's 58 million miles away and you can't see the light up the freeway when you're
that
driving?
Huge.
What?
It would be like a tiny, tiny, right?
There's another good one.
Yeah, that's.
Are you serious right now?
Serious right now?
Serious dog star.
Yeah, serious.
That's what that is. Sirius. Sirius. They're talking about Sirius, the dog star. Here we go. You got any more? Look, this one.
Well, that one, other one was like superimposed, I think, like make it really red.
So balance doesn't ask us to get everything right. It asks us to stay curious, to stay open, and to keep coming back to ourselves again and again. We're going to make ourselves great again.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, this is the shift show, not the shit show.
That's right.
We're shifting from the lies to the truth. And that's why we're on.
Gotta stay flexible, right? Flexible, coachable, teachable.
That's it.
You got to return back to the Father as a child.
And that's the pole shift. We're the pole shift, right?
Yeah.
We're flipping it.
Yeah.
Flipping everything.
Yeah. Flipping it back.
Instead of looking outwards, we're looking inwards.
Good one, cheating.
What do you say? Maritime ship show? Oh, yeah. There you go. All right. Any more? I'm sure everybody's out there taking pictures right now, so they can get their pictures on.
Right.
If you got pictures, we'll
Our
be on.
moon's not up yet. I'll try to get some tonight, but ours aren't up yet. Our moon isn't up yet.
Yeah, it's still daylight here.
So
or our hologram isn't up yet.
The sun and the moon. Divine feminine is what we're talking about. The blue house. Back to blue, because this is really back in the blue right here. Not the hijacked Freemasonic law enforcement one and the firefighter red house.
Here's the blue.
Y'all notice the red flag, blue flag? That's what red shift, blue shift. DNA, 2-strand, boom, coming up. Just like it says, shows in the back.
Alpha and the Omega, male and female. Sun and moon and the chakras.
Pyramid down represents divine feminine, pyramid up, my masculine. That's why you see Jay-Z and them, they put the pyramid up. Some people you see putting it down, like you see Trump doing it all the time. You have, this is perfect balance. So the sun and the moon symbolism.
So that's why he says the Alpha and the Omega. That we're from patriarch to matriarch.
Yeah,
See?
but you have to have both.
Right.
So the law of light, even the narrow doors lead to large rooms. In the same way, heaven is a state. The means of hell is just that one is not oneself. Let me say that again. In the same way, heaven is a state of being, right? It's a state. This means of hell is just that one is not oneself. Raise yourself up and be your true self. You are whole, or you are holy.
That's it.
You want to make yourself whole. The hardened heart has to break before its inherent light can shine forth. It's going to be some heartbreak, especially if you got a hardened heart. That's why we can hear about trafficked kids and nobody gives a shit. That's why we can so easily just, somebody tells us to quit talking about Epstein, we just listen. If you have hardened hearts, you're not being compassionate or caring of the victims of the children, women and children that have been trafficked over the years by these people. And that's just one example. And then I have been guilty of that as myself. Only that which is made conscious can be transcended. Just got to wake up in order to transcend the trans movement.
Transform yourself.
Sacrifice is the only thing that is able to tear the veils of the world asunder. All paradoxes, forms of separation and contrast only exist in a divided mind, preoccupied by subject-object relationships. They are dispersed as soon as they are considered from the perspective of unity and the heavenly self. Let the dead bury the dead, right? Don't cultivate the person or the persona, but exclusively the good fruits of serving deed. If we cultivate the persona, we cultivate the past. And so we ourselves are bound or perish. Sin means to miss the target. Therefore, be more attentive and present and just try again when you miss the target. That's all you got to do. You don't sit there, I'm a sinner, I'm gone. You change. I'm just a sinner. That's what?
No, that's, yeah.
Yeah, the center of the universe.
You're right. Yeah, then you stay in guilt and shame.
Right. So you stay in that guilt and that shame that you're not worthy. You can't do greater things than Jesus Christ. Are you crazy? Even though it's in scripture.
Right.
Right. So
I listen to this one.
Again, some of the symbolism that you see, the fire in the bush. Why are you laughing, Miss Sheepdog?
See, it starts and ends with us, male and the female. Started at the beginning.
So the Star of David is
Eve,
the pyramid, the man and woman coming together. Pyramid down, you see right here. Pyramid up, male.
The gold and the silver.
You see the this is fertility. This is male, female. When you see that, the circle with the cross, the right?
Yes.
Gold, silver. This is what a lot of your financial experts out there to keep missing it, the mark. They're waiting for that silver to go up. Well, you can do that within yourself. You can transmute that. You can turn lead into gold as well. It's the deeds. It's the action that we take. And whether it be researching, whether it be in the community, serving others, whether it be just working on yourself, you stack that silver until you get the enlightenment. So the man and woman's perfect union, co-creators, they create children, our beautiful children. But we recognize that our mothers are the ones that form that child within their wombs. And I think we've fallen off in the importance and the balance that we need in this world in over the last few hundred years, if not thousands, of how and then we can look at the music, how they disrespected women in some of these music, how they talk to them in the music song, how they treat them like they're, it's like never ending. But it's really just a love story, but not a disrespect story, in other words.
Right.
So here we see it again on her back, pyramid down, pyramid up. It's just white pillar, black pillar. It's just all symbolic to.
That's why Trump does the upside down.
Right.
Pyramid, right?
And
it's flipping down. The flip.
The flip. Y'all are ready for that flip.
That's why they always say we're going from a patriarch to a matriarch, right? It's the flip.
So, and your 10 Commandments says honor thy father and mother, but nobody wants to do honor the mother. They just want to talk about daddy. They got daddy issues. So thoughts always generate energy through our intentions and actions, and we release different qualities of energy that subsequently initiate other sequences of events. If we do wrong to another person and violate the law of light, our wrongdoing will eventually come back to us and haunt us. So actions create reactions, though sometimes it can take too many years to manifest. So when the wrongdoing returns and strikes us as hard as, or maybe harder than the original act, we should not see this as a punishment, but as a direct consequence. In the light of such reaction chain, no one can be said to be innocent, because it's impossible to go through life without hurting another person at some point. And we don't do this not because we want to, but because every positive decision we take may turn out negative for someone else. That's so true, ain't it? So knowing this as a cosmic principle, it helps mankind to live in accordance with the universal laws in the law of light. There's a picture right there. Do unto others as you want them to do unto you. Here it is. Anybody have any Zoom? Y'all want to do a Zoom meeting?
Yeah, Nadine sent me that.
The Nadine.
Like that. So,
Zoom meetings are just modern seances. Look, they're sitting around the table.
it really is.
It says,
kinda.
he says, there's someone who wants to join us. Elizabeth, are you there? We can't hear you. Can you hear us? We do that all the time on here. We just did it earlier.
Yep.
Sheepdog, we can't hear you.
Was that Fred Sanford saying, Elizabeth, I'm coming to see you?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right. So, we just got to chill out a little bit, man.
Yep, that's the sheepdogs doing yoga.
How do you got to? Is this me over here or is that you?
I put a crown on myself.
Oh, you got it. Right.
That's Mr. Sheepdog with the crown.
I love it. That's adorable. Oh my gosh.
Sheepdog's getting in touch with his feminine side right there with the crown on.
And we got
you lucky I didn't shave.
you got them hairy legs.
Got them hairy legs right there.
Oh no.
I love the singing bowl. That's cool.
Yeah, they're cute. Bucky Bites Dog Biscuits. So sheepdogpets.com, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Bucky Bites Dog Biscuits.
It's our little 1 minute infomercial.
All right, and we're back to the news. No, I'm playing. Oh, what? This one? Mm-hmm. So it is pretty well impossible to go through life without being the cause of pain, right, to other people. And I've hurt people throughout my life not knowing, and sometimes years later they come up to you like, man, what you did that one time really bothered me. And I'm like, what? You remember that? Yeah. I said, I don't even remember what you're talking about. I said, look at here. I said, stop carrying that shit with you. I said, I forgot it. You should forget it. Like, I didn't, and I apologize if I hurt you, but that was not my intentions, and I'm sorry that you carried that with you your whole life.
Yeah, so you never know.
So it is pretty well impossible to go through life without being the cause of pain to other people, even when we try hard not to be, right? When we are stressed and rush around, and when we are seldom aware that our stress may result in both death and mutilation. We come into the world screaming, crying. We go through it making great noise, only to leave behind a chaotic mess when we leave. Everything that exists is part of a divine education, and nobody showed up with a number 2 pencil, that permits the universe and truth that mankind seldom acknowledges. So it means we experience both the victim and the executioner. Mm-hmm. Eventually, when we begin to understand the law of light, Namaso Nora, mankind as a whole, we will be stirred up to such an extent that it will open its heart and begin to read between the lines in the book of life, right? All lowercase name. Y'all want to get in that book of life? Come out of the book of dead, all caps. A person who lives entirely in the outer world without any inner connection always ends up as a victim.
You can also be spiritually dead, right? You gotta wake up.
So a person who lives entirely in the outer world without any inner connection always ends up as a victim, lacking connection between the higher and lower states, lives horizontally, and is often frustrated about the past and in constant fear of the future. You got to shake it, bake. You got to shake it. Don't worry about the future. You're in the moment. You're always in the present moment. There is no such thing. It's just an imagination about the future. You're just imagining. You're just thinking ahead, too far ahead. You need to be in the moment and appreciative and gratitude and taking deep breaths and being loving, compassionate. Right? Our hearts have been hardened over this time, over so long. Look at the news and the media, how it's gotten. You could put some crazy stuff on there about kids missing and nobody skips a beat. And nobody, the country, I'm shocked that we're still going through this, because when I first heard about what was taking place with children and women and men being trafficked, I thought for sure everyone would stop what they're doing to see what the hell was going on. But
not everyone heard it.
Oh, nobody's heard it?
Not everyone heard it. Was like people that watched the news, they didn't hear that.
Oh, they haven't heard it? Well, why is that? How come they haven't heard it?
They weren't watching alternative media.
Oh. Well, I thought the news was there to give people the news.
You got better food.
And to report on things that matter.
No.
So anyways, I thought, I thought that would be very offensive and people would be in shock and awe, but no. So we want to go. So we covered that. We covered the moon. We covered the blood moon. We covered a little bit about the gun confiscation laws.
Sheepdog, you can talk to people like just in the grocery store, wherever, and you can bring up the adrenochrome and you can spell it for them. You can write it down, and they don't look it up. Like it just doesn't register. Or they'll say, yeah, I've heard something about that, but it just doesn't register with them yet. And I don't know how we got this far. Every year, over 800,000 kids or more, probably. How did this movie get so far that was allowed every year? Like I understand the end of the 26,000 year cycle. We've got Schumann resonance, the solar flares. We got all that has to happen. But I just don't get how the movie could go all this way without this being a number one thing either. That was the thing that got me in 1871, the Organic Act of 1870. That killed me too. Those two things together were like boom, boom. I didn't know if I was going to get smacked up against the wall during it. I flipped upside down, and it was horrible going through those two things. So I don't know how to do it anymore.
You went through it, and we made it through the dark. And now we have to walk into the light. We don't need to allow that to
shape our future.
Basically, and make us believe that the world is hell, when in fact it's heaven. We just have to create that atmosphere.
Right, we made it.
But it sucks to hear that. It really does. It's hard, man. And it's what sucks even worse is seeing people's hearts, how hardened they are. They're more worried about winning midterms and elections than they are about getting justice for these kids and women. That shit pisses me off. That's what pisses me off. You want to know what pisses me off? It's keeping your head in the sand when the facts are in your face, and everybody else and their mama has to go through this whole drawn out shit show. Well, we don't have to do that, but I choose not to. I'm awake to the bullshit. I can see right through it. But I just wish that people would pray more for discernment, which is a gift that I prayed for. But once you get that discernment, you better be spiritually ready to be ready for what you're going to see.
That's true.
Because it's not all sunshines and rainbows. But that's all I got. I can't believe we already did an hour and 50 minutes. It seems like only an hour we've been started. I apologize. Anybody else got anything that y'all want to?
Yeah, Bird's got a video she wants to show about how you can tell whether the plants are singing. So stand by. Let me cue this up.
Awesome.
We are going to listen to this vine sing right now. Let's hear it play some music.
I really enjoy listening to philodendron and snake plants. Any plant that inspires me along the way on a hike with a beautiful view.
Let's tune into the sounds played by this plant.
We just attach 2 sensors to a plant's leaves, and PlantWave detects these slight variations that are happening in plants based on them moving water around. We graph those variations as a wave, translate them into pitch, and then run those pitch messages through instruments that we design. So the result is this continuous stream of pleasing music that gives us all this sonic window into the secret life of plants. Many of you have been asking, what would a redwood tree sound like? Let's see what melodies it creates when we connect the plant wave. If a plant is really underwatered, it might play just a few notes, whereas if a plant is really healthy and thriving, it will be going through like the whole range.
Looks like we have a plant here that may not have made it through this heat. So let's check it out. Let's see if it can make any music. Yeah, nothing.
Let's see what happens when I water the plant. Let's listen. Every plant is different and every leaf is different.
So here we are listening to this rubber tree. And now let's check out this pothos.
Plant wave actually works with mushrooms as well.
So let's check it out.
Most of the time with mushrooms though, the mushrooms are growing out of a dead plant. And so you're actually hearing the connection between 2 mushrooms through a dead plant. The development of PlantWave started back in 2011 when I started a record label called Data Garden, and it was a zero waste record label. My friends and I got together and started to think about like how we could express this connection to nature with music, and we became really interested in like biofeedback music. I have an awesome engineer friend who built the hardware that ended up becoming PlantWave, and I designed a generative music algorithm that takes all of this data from the plants and actually makes it into this beautiful, listenable, harmonious music.
Okay, I'm testing one of these new prototypes, and I'm testing this 1/8" MIDI connector here, which is cool.
We had 4 different plants, and each plant was playing a different instrument. Thousands of people came through this space and were able to just chill out listening to plants. And I was really amazed by people's response. It's acting as a bridge for people from their phones back into nature, and helping people have a deeper relationship with their plants.
We are going to
Nice.
That was pretty cool.
That was awesome.
Somebody said they wanted to see how it hooks up to the burning bush. What did it say? What did it sound like?
Hot, hot, hot.
Yeah, they do mushrooms like that too. Have y'all seen that? The mushrooms?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just going back through my notes here to see if I missed anything. Yeah, I'm pretty. I'm good. I'm just allowing Jesus to take the wheel. I'm giving it up. I'm not going to maintain control of the steering wheel. I'll let him drive the rest of the way, and let's get this party started.
Yeah, just as a recap. Yep. Just as a recap, let everybody know we have Derek Arnold on tomorrow night, Monday night. Z, our frequency expert, will be on Tuesday night. So they give you a heads up if anybody wants to start summarizing. I think any questions you want to ask those two men. Like I said, Derek Arnold tomorrow night, Z on Tuesday. We don't know the rest of the week, but we will keep you guys informed as we go forward.
Cool. Yeah. I really appreciate Derek and Z taking the opportunity to spend time with us on the show to share their gifts and their passions and their energy. I really appreciate that because each one of us only have so much time a day and so much energy to give. Then I really appreciate when somebody gives energy.
Yep.
Gandalph, you with us?
He had to step away a little bit ago, take care of animals and his chores. But he said that he would listen to from when he dropped off to the rest of the show when he gets a chance.
Cool.
Said ooga chaka, ooga chaka.
No ooga chakas tonight. But everybody take advantage when you get a chance to see the blood moon. Take some pictures. Maybe we can share those later in the week of how it goes on tonight.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna go take some pictures too, and I'm gonna try to practice what they read, setting my intentions, and being in the right vibration, and so that we can manifest something good for us all moving forward. I look forward to seeing everybody's pictures or videos. We'll show them tomorrow, or we'll definitely look at them in the morning if you want to check us out. Coffee with the dogs or tea, whatever you drink.
On Telegram.
On Telegram, 0900 Central Standard Time, 10 o'clock Eastern. We just gather in there and share different things. Lord knows where the chat's going to take us because we don't really go in there and plan things. We just let it flow. And today was a really good day. I like to listen to people. I know I do a lot of talking, but I'm a listener more than a talker. I'm an observer more than so I really like to sit back and listen. And everybody thought I fell asleep, but I didn't. I just like to listen and just connect with the people and from all over the world too. It's not just here in America. We have people from all over the world. You never know who's going to unmute their mic,
right,
and say something just profound.
Yeah,
that can help somebody.
It's amazing.
You never know. And we got a lot of people opening their mics for the first time, and I really appreciate it. And they've just been observers in the chats and listening and taking it all in. But when they open the mic and they finally speak, it's powerful. So I really like that. All right. We just let it
flow.
Let it go and let it flow, right?
That's it.
It's how it's the chats right here, pretty much.
How you doing? You all right back there?
Jesus, you're going the wrong way! You just rest. It's all in my control. I am the way.
That's one of my favorite videos, but that's pretty much how we do it in the mornings. We just let it go and let it flow and just allow, the spirit to move through. And we talk about a lot of positive things and maybe a couple of negative things here and there, but.
Heads up, Chinese prince.
Oh, not this one. You made me play it. Miss Sheepdog, you need to quit. She's like, this one. And I played it. She's like, nope, not that one. The hot dogs.
The spiritual meaning of what?
Man, we'll do that on another show. Okay. She wants to cover the spiritual meaning of hot dogs, but
there is one. I was shocked.
Because we were talking about the way Mike said, hot dogs, get your hot dogs.
Yeah.
So everybody just reminisce on that. And we just said, well, what's the spiritual?
But there is a spiritual meaning of hot dogs. Same thing with ice cream.
Yeah, it's me and you sitting outside and get some sun.
You got to watch those videos that Miss Sheepdog wants to play. She goes from hot dogs to ball making. You need to pre-screen those, Mr. Sheepdog, before you put those up here.
Oh, what, the recordings?
Yeah, what video she wants to show. You need to pre-screen that before you put that up on. We don't never know what we're going to get.
The divine feminine, our minds were everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I just want to love and light to everybody out there, especially our elders that's going through the struggle right now. Hang in there. If you need anything, you reach out. We'll see y'all
Tomorrow morning.
Manana.
And tomorrow night.
Bright and early. Look forward to seeing everybody. I want to give everybody the rest of the night. We're going to go look at this blood moon.
Yep. Like Sheepdog said, don't go to sleep till you see the blood moon.
There you go. I mean, yeah, there you go. Love and light.
Good night, everyone.
Love and light. Good night, everybody.
True Train out.
You are strong. You are Mother Earth. Nothing can stop you. You're the flowers inside you. You're a connection. You are the connection with the trees inside your heart. You are the connection with yourself. You are the trees with your love. And your pure love, I want to say again. You have these whole houses for other people to explore your beauty, to explore your inside your heart, to explore your pure love of yourself. You are God. You are Jesus. You are every goddess you know.